people. So it's really such a great thing to be able to work with a company like that, or a Deep Eddy to a Liquid event, or a Kind Bar. We love it. And so we learn every day because we get to connect with entrepreneurs that have to be vulnerable with us and say, here's what's not working. Like, yes, we might be really strong in this area, but these are my blind spots and these are my gaps. And I've got to go raise more money, or I've got to go through a liquidity event, or I've got to do a board presentation. And here's what I don't know. And if we don't know, we'll get the answer from someone else who does know. And
Sure.
so it's not recruiting, it's the community. So we're very community driven. And whether or not we're recruiting, we're always connecting great people, brands with investors, investors with other thought leaders, incredible founders. It's just, other service providers, we feel very fortunate and grateful to be able to collaborate with such a strong community in the brand universe. And what's really amazing now, especially through this pandemic, it's been so challenging for so many, but we were so lucky that we work in this space that's recession resilient of beverage, food, personal care, pet,
Right.
cannabis, all the things that everyone has to consume to survive.
Sure.
You know, it's us in tech, and it's actually we're really, 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 really bullish on it long term, but we have to be really thoughtful because people are going through a hard time right now too.
Yeah. So you've intentionally aligned your business with pillars, like you just suggested, beauty and bev and restaurant and cannabis. Why not open it up to everybody, to every type?
Well, we just want to be the best at what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, we don't know real estate. We don't know healthcare. We don't know biotech. My feeling was, let's really work hard to become the niche specialists in an industry that's not so niche, consumer and consumer tech. But let's just be the best at this. Let's stay in our lane. If you can put it in your body or on your body, or it affects your body, those are the brands we're going to work with. And by the way, there's so much opportunity in this space. So opposed to being generalists, we really felt that it was important to be specialists.
Mm-hmm.
And we have what we call a client strategy team, and they just work with in those verticals, and they know the people and they know the brands. So it was really thoughtful. We don't need to take over the world. We just want to be really good at what we do.
That's great. Not to put you on the spot too hard, but what are your thoughts and advice for people in the bev and the restaurant industry right now with the crisis? What are you seeing, or what are you telling them? Hang on, or what's the thought process?
Well, it depends what side of bev you're looking at, right? I mean, beverage alcohol is still very healthy in retail. The D2C acceleration has gone through a 10-year advancement in 6 months. What's happening now in the ability to integrate tech. The restaurant side, I feel for, I don't work in the restaurants. We don't do any recruiting in the restaurant side, but we do work with the food companies and we work with the beverage companies that are clearly impacted by that. And there's been an incredible amount of job loss and furloughing and elimination of roles, which is horribly sad because none of it's performance-based. No one predicted this. And so many of my good friends, I love the dine out. I live in New York City in Tribeca. This is that's why we live there.
Yeah.
And it's so hard because consumers are afraid to go out. And I say support your local restaurant, but also watch out, you have to be really careful that we're taking this really seriously right now until there's a vaccine. So I do believe that there's going to, I talked to some friends of mine that are restaurant entrepreneurs the other weekend, and they're scouting out locations and they're getting ready for the reopening, and they're going to, they're getting great deals on spaces, but not everyone will have the ability to do that. It's going to be really hard. And I feel for them. And so I say, go out and support your local restaurant. If you're in the spirits industry, you're in the beer industry, you're in the food industry, do everything you can to support. They really need it, and we're going to want them back.
Yeah.
And there will be some great restaurants will open again, bars will open again, humans will connect again. We're creatures that like to be together, but we don't know when. So we have to be really thoughtful. And so a lot of these people that are coming from the restaurant space have incredible perspective and vantage points into beverage, into food, and that's what they do. They represent food and beverage at restaurants and hotel bars. And so trying to get them opportunities in this other adjacent spaces, working on the brand side, the supplier side, the distributor side,
Sure,
is what we're trying to do. But it's hard. It's hard right now when the employment's so high. So our mission is just to get one more person a job a day. Just do
Yeah.
one more, whether or not there's any financial gain for us. If we can just help people, they're going to help other people, and it will become this domino effect.
Yeah. Well, I guess my own PSA right now is it does take a conscious effort to go out in the crisis to support the local restaurant. But my wife and I, we try to pick a couple places a week that we'll intentionally go eat at. We eat a lot of meals at home, but it's like, okay, let's go out tonight to support somebody different so that at least we can put some money in their pocket, right? And matter of fact, I brought up John Solomon earlier before we got on this call, a friend of mine out in California. He will post up on his Facebook like, hey, we went out and supported these 5 restaurants this week. And not to get gratification for himself, but to just show, hey, it takes effort. Find some places, go support them, spend some money, and try to keep those guys hanging on a little bit longer.
That's exactly right. They need the help.
Yeah.
They need the help. And if we can help them, let's help them, and I think that's great. John Solomon's such a great guy.
Yeah. And a lot of us in the beverage business, as you suggested, we saw an uptick of our direct consumer sales in our wine business immediately.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, we're kind of doing okay. Maybe we should give back in a different way. So that's what we're trying to do. So,
yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about Pinata. I see you got the hat on and you're excited about it. What do you guys do at Pinata?
Yeah, so Pinata is a marketing automation platform, much akin to what a Marketo or a HubSpot does for digital marketing. Pinata does for human-powered field-level event marketing. So, 20 to 30% of the marketing wallet traditionally is deployed to real-world experiences, and those aren't in vogue right now based on the pandemic, but they will come back. And it's samplings at a bar, at a restaurant, at a grocery store, in a Soul Cycle, out at a park. Someone hands you a Red Bull, someone hands you a bottle of water, a Kind Bar after a marathon, a shot of Casamigos. When you're at the beach. Human-powered events. Someone signing you up for a credit card at the airport. Someone letting you walk in a new Tesla at a car show. All of that. So that has traditionally been managed through a fragmented universe of event staffing agencies, which are all very good at what they do, but there's been no connective tissue or workforce solution that actually connects them directly with the brands that then actually creates statements of work and sends it out to agencies in 30 different states across the country. What we've done is we've created a cohesive software platform that actually connects the dots. It enables brands to create their national programs, develop their budgets, deploy statement of work to those individual agencies where they can accept it. And it's all mobile web-enabled software where people in the palm of their hands can go out in the real world, do their work, check in where they're geolocated and timestamped, capture data, take photos, check out. And when they check out in Arizona, Denver, and San Francisco, they're all working with the same tools, the palm of your hand. And then you're able to look at micro data from a specific event, rolling up in the local, regional, and national events where you can start slicing and dicing the data so you can garner insights to make smart, informed decisions. And we do a lot of like data API integrations. So you can start looking at, wait a minute, we spent $100,000 in this market and $40,000 in this market, but look at where it's working and look at where it's not working based on trade channel or geography.
Yeah.
And you can doubling down what works and pull back what doesn't. So basically it's just like, it's a workflow management software platform that gives you a visibility and line of sight what's happening in the field insights with like a budget management control system.
Wow.
So when the market comes back, we're really bullish on it. And we have some really big enterprise clients that are using it. And what we've done in the meantime, we had one of our biggest beverage clients call us and say, listen, software's great. Field marketing is probably on hold till Q4 for us, but we've got all these people checking into tents at our winery, and we want to know how they're feeling in the morning before they come do the temperature check. Should they even be coming on site? Do they have a cough? Do they have a fever?
Yeah.
So it took us a couple of weeks, but my partner Ian, who's incredibly talented and who really runs Pinata business day to day, said, listen, I've got an idea. There's something to this symptom tracking and employee engagement where we can repurpose our software, stand up a new survey solution that tracks the health and wellness of your entire team to determine whether or not they're safe and well enough to go back into an office or a manufacturing facility. And we have the ability to do it in the palm of your hand. So we launched a new product by Pinata called Heyday, which stands for How Are You Today? And we've got incredible clients like Proximo, Cuervo Global. We've got Unilever using it. We've got some just really, really, really incredible brands. They're saying like, listen, we're going to start phasing people back into the office, so they're working from home. But if we're sending people in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we're trying to space it out, marketing in the morning, sales in the afternoon, we want to make sure people are feeling well. We want to know who is there. God forbid there's a breakout. We need to be able to identify where their breakout was, so we don't have to shut the whole office down, and we can quarantine the right people. And so what this has become is kind of like a health and wellness symptom tracker that's all about employee engagement for your whole team. But even once there's a vaccine, our feeling is that health and wellness is going to be paramount.
Yeah.
It's going to be checking a compliance box, but also engaging with employees. Should you be at work? Should you be at home? And so Heyday is going to become a platform, a product within our platform that enables companies to do that. And then we're going to phase it back into Pinata with all these event staffing agencies so they can verify that all the people that are working for them, that they're payrolling on behalf of the brands, are also well and safe. So it's all connected, and we're selling that in HR,
Wow.
instead of CMOs where we sell Pinata, but they're all using our software now.
Yeah, sure. Wow. Sounds very exciting. As I'm listening to your story and my other guest story, I always think back at where the story started. And in my mind, here you were, a guy in a cigar shop, meeting the right person at one point, getting a great job, or the guy in that little one-bedroom bungalow in Encinitas coming up with what you're doing now. And to hear your story and where you're at today, it's so complex, but yet such a great platform that so many people get to utilize. It's just incredible, the transitions you've made.
Well, one, thank you. Two, we're just really lucky. I've never started anything that I didn't think was complementary to something else that I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this just made sense. When something calls on you so much and you just can't get out of your mind, and the market needs it, and you have an unfair advantage to do it, you just got to put the right people around it. And then once you're in, you're in. It's all about checking your ego at the door and making sure you've got incredibly talented, thought leaders that can come in and actually, fill in the blind spots and the gaps. So that's what we're really focused on.
Well, it sounds like you had a great level of self-awareness too. You knew what you liked in life and what would fit and resonate with you. And like you said, you just went after it and checked your ego at the door.
Well, that's exactly right. And, I'm trying to check my ego every day because, at the end of the day, when you're a founder, you end up working for your team.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you have a healthy environment and one where they feel fulfilled and they feel empowered and they can do incredible work. And you got to know when to really empower people. That's why you have great ones. So now we can really attract great talent. And, our businesses are at a different level, different stage with great investors in Pinata, and Force Brands is coming along. So we feel very thrilled. And now we have a bigger responsibility to make a greater impact and to give back. So that's a big part of what we're going to be doing.
I love it. Well, if people want to search a little bit more on the company, is it forcebrands.com? Is that the website?
Forcebrands.com, and then gopinata.com.
Yeah.
And then gohayday.co, GOHAYDAY.co. So 3 different websites. They will eventually, they'll all have mention of each other on the sites. But yeah, that's it. And yeah, if anyone has any questions, they can always reach out to me, josh@forcebrands.com, or anything we can do to just be helpful. Any friends of yours or friends of ours. And, we're all about supporting the ecosystem.
Well, we really appreciate that. I'll put a link to your website in the show notes. But Josh, thanks for sharing your story, being on the show. It's so great to catch back up with you and hear what you're doing. And we'll certainly let our listeners know. We've got about 35,000 subscribers right now. So we're going to spread the word in the right way.
Thank you, my friend. Well, I'm really grateful to be a part of this and appreciate you, and so good to connect.
Thanks. Thank you for listening to today's show. It is my pleasure and honor to interview all of the guests that have been on the Answer is Yes podcast. If you have enjoyed the show, please go on iTunes and subscribe, give a rating, or simply tell a friend about the show. We also believe in the message of our guests and the positive influence of their stories. As my own mentor and coach, David Meltzer, has taught me, spend some time every day thinking and writing about the things in your own life that you have more than enough of. You will find out how blessed we really are. Please visit my website, livelifedriven.com, for the latest updates about me and what I'm doing. Plus, I post a monthly blog about the many topics on this show. This podcast can also be found there. As I learned early on in life, what